Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this beautifully overcast day. Hoping for a little bit more sunshine, but it is still beautiful. A special thank you to all of our elected officials, directors, and professional staff that are joining us today. For those that don't know me, my name is Anita Mortensen. I'm the Public Information Specialist for the Mojave County Sheriff's Office. I'm excited for the ceremony today. We've got a beautiful big new building that we're excited to show you, and there's been a lot of hard work put into this, so we're excited to show it off to you all today. So today we are going to be hearing from the man of the hour, Mr. Sheriff Schuster. Also, after Sheriff Schuster, we're going to be hearing from Chief Deputy Dean McKee, Under Sheriff Ed Trafficante, our Division of Boating Safety Sergeant Kyler Cox, and Rob Sampson of Selberg and Associates. So with that, the man of the hour.
Well, thank you, Anita. What a nice introduction. What did you say? You want to say some words, Archer? That's my grandson, Archer. He's 4, and he's very outspoken. You can tell he's got eyes on him, and he'll quiet right now. All right, well, we're not going to take up too much of your time. The goal is to get you through the building, let you see what we've accomplished. We are very excited. Before we dive into anything, though, I'd ask you all stand. If you're wearing covers, remove them, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If you remain standing, go on. I'm going to call up our professional standards specialist. He's also the Sheriff's Office chaplain for a invocation. Mike Stout, would you please come up?
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. Please let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the gift of life you've given us and another day of opportunity. We ask, Lord, for your peace and your presence upon us as we gather. Lord, as this office opens, we ask for your blessing and protection of the building and the occupants. And we ask that the service provided to Mojave County residents is done in truth, in justice, with humility and with respect for your righteousness in accordance to your will. We ask for your peace and your presence upon us as we gather. Lord, we just thank you for the men and women of this department. We ask that you will watch over them and guide them, and that you will hold them, Lord. For it is in your name that we pray, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Now you can have a seat. Stand back up. Okay. All right, well, again, good morning. It's really lovely and refreshing to see all of you out here. I know the weather could have been better, but we're excited. We're excited to welcome you to the grand opening of our new Sheriff's Substation here in Lake Havasu. And I'm going to say just a little bit about it, and then we're going to bring up some guest speakers that really were impactful in making this actually come to fruition. Our prior substation, anybody pass it on the road here today? What a gem. What a gem. So that station was built somewhere between 1900 and, best I could tell, 1982. I took office, I became associated and hired out the Sheriff's Office in 1989. At that time, that office was still a pit. It was horrible. It just was not ideal for law enforcement. We did make do with what we had, but it was clear from the onset that building needed to be replaced. There has been a great amount of discussion over the last 40 years in replacing substations, and we finally made it happen. We came to fruition. And you know why that happened? Because you have one hell of a sheriff. That's why. Other people are going to tell you, they're going to tell you. They're going to come out and tell you that they were integral and I did this and that. In reality, I made this happen. And I'm humble about it. I want you to understand. So the goal was this. Let me just lay it out for you, a little timeline. Knowing that we needed new substations, when I was elected as your sheriff back in 2016, that became one of my priorities. Okay, and you never wavered from that. Funding is always an issue. Okay, so we set our priorities and we looked for what was the most important. We focused immediately on staff, salary. We wanted to fix some of the gaps at the sheriff's office. The buildings were never too far out of the background. Now, if you know or not, I don't know, but I live in Lake Havasu. I drive every day to Kingman. I don't do that anymore. I have a beautiful station in Lake Havasu, so I don't have to go up there as much. So it greatly benefits me and my staff, but in reality, this is something that I take pride in knowing it happened during my administration. We went to the county back in 2022. We asked for $5 million to augment our building replacement fund. They were generous and they gave it to us because we had the money at the time. Then I went down and I petitioned our lawmakers. I petitioned those at the legislature, Sonny Borelli, Leo Biasucci. I said, I need your help. You know, cost has risen to a point where $5 million is not going to go a long way for 3 substations. What can we do? And they took the ball and they ran with it. They said, we got you, Sheriff. We're going to look out for the citizens of Mojave County and we'll do everything we can. So again, I petitioned for $10 million, ended up getting $9 million allocated. That deserves a round of applause right there. So the reason that's important is now we have the funding. I got $14 million to do these 3 substations. I'm excited. We're looking at new build, knowing that the cost is going to be expensive, but we want to make sure we build substations that are not only useful today, but useful moving forward, long after my time has come and gone. We want to prepare for the future. So then our county, that's not blaming anybody, honestly, we ran into some budget constraints and we ended up losing our $5 million. And it happens. I mean, I get that. Everyone in government understands that. But it did change the dynamics of the plan. All right, now, what can we do? So we began thinking outside the box. We said, let's look for existing buildings that will serve our need, that we can do a build out in, that we can do a renovation in at minimal expense to make it fit our needs. And that's exactly what we did. We found this building thanks to Butch and Facilities. Where is Butch? He's always hiding in the back. You got your speech prepared, Butch? No? All right. So thanks to Facilities and their help, and they've been amazing, and I'll talk more about that. We located this building, we were able to acquire it, and so we were moving forward with the $9 million we had, and that's when it really got fun. It got fun for me. So the first thing we did was develop the floor plan. Okay, we got with Selberg Associates. Rob over there and his team are amazing. They were very, very willing to help us in a timely fashion. I don't know if you know this about your sheriff. I'm impatient. I wanted this last year, I wanted the year before. So once I knew it was going to come to reality, I wanted it done quickly. And I told them that from the onset, and boy, did they step up to the plate. So I have more to say, but I would like to bring Rob up. Where are you, Rob? Come on up, Rob. You want to say a few words about how great your sheriff is? Come up, Rob.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to say how great our sheriff is. Let's start there. This isn't about us by any means. This is about the great achievement that's been accomplished here today. So I just did want to say a couple quick words. I'm not sure if you've ever worked in an environment professionally with architects and designers, but we have a way of making things draw out. And no pun intended. But what really happened here is I've never been involved in a professional project for government where the meetings never lasted more than 15 minutes. Like we went in, said, here's what we're thinking about, and he would tell us a couple of war stories about being in the force over the years. We're not going to tell any of those today. But it was really amazing how quick this came together. The vision was unparalleled, and the staff that we had supporting him. Without Amanda, I don't know how his life would be functional, to be honest. So please give Amanda a round of applause. She definitely deserves it. And when you get to come up here and speak, you'd be surprised how many of your friends are hiding in the back. So we've got a lot of people to thank from the architect standpoint, from the professional standpoint, from the builder standpoint. So real quickly, Todd Brodingham, Selberg Associates, if I could give him some thanks. Steve Palmieri and Cody Smith and Uncle Nick. And most importantly, and through this whole process, it's been amazing, and they've been great partners for us for Mojave County, is Butch Finkbeiner and Mike Ross. Thank you very much. Also, thank you, Sheriff, for letting us be a part of this project. It's been phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Very kind words. I think what we'll do, I've got a place spliced all over throughout my little talk here, but I want to bring all my speakers up, one right after the other, so you can hear from them direct. I want to start with then State Senator, now a Mojave County Supervisor, District 3, Sonny Burley. Would you come up and say a few words?
Thank you, Sheriff, and yes, he is a good sheriff, great job. But truth be told, when we had these meetings, he actually said, look, legislative immunity does not count when you're out of session. So if I don't get this money, you guys are gonna be staying in the Crossboro Hotel. Just kidding, he didn't do that. Don't put that in pig news. Far too long, Mojave County was neglected by our legislature. I got elected in 2012 and started office in the House in 2013. So I set out to try to right things. The state had swept all kinds of HERF funds, SLIP funds, everything. But you need to have a partner in this to get things done. And it was when Regina Cobb and Leo Biasucci came on board, and we worked together as a team to start righting the ship and start making Mojave County relevant again. Because the last time we had any leadership from this area in the House of Representatives was Don Aldridge. He was the Speaker of the House. That was back in the 80s. So from there on, we were completely neglected. So with a great team like Leo Biasucci and Gina Cobb and now John Gillette, we were able to do great things. Repaving Highway 95, taking care of the sheriff, restoring SLIP funds, so that way we can have these babies out there on the water. But like I said, I couldn't do it alone. It was not me. This is a team effort, and Leo Biasucci deserves a lot of that credit because he started it in the House budget. And I'll let him tell that story, but we have to back each other's play when we're trying to get things accomplished, and that's what it's all about, is teamwork, working together, building coalitions and relationships. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny. I said we're going to bring Sonny up for a few words. Say a few words. What are you going to do when you give a politician a microphone? Speaking of politicians, longtime friend of mine, a fantastic representative for the area. Leo, would you like to come up and just say a couple words, please?
Appreciate that. So when the sheriff said in the beginning that he asked, I don't know if it was much of an ask, more of look, I need this, so you better get this for us kind of conversation. But look, it's easy for me, it's easy for Sonny, it's easy for John Gillette, Gina. We ran for office because we knew that rural Arizona always gets neglected, always gets thrown to the side. It's always Phoenix, Tucson, Flagstaff. They always get the money, they always get the roads. And so our goal, especially when I got elected, was we're gonna become a team at the legislature. We're gonna join forces, and we're gonna make sure that we have a say in what happens with the dollars. And like Senator Burley said, it's exactly what happened. I mean, all the things we've been able to do is because we came together as a team and we said, nothing's moving forward. We're not gonna be on the budget, we're not gonna be on these bills unless we get our district taken care of, and it's worked. And we've seen that here in Mojave County. We see, like Sonny said, the roads, the boats, obviously this beautiful sheriff's station. And so it's exciting to be able to be in office. Obviously I was born and raised in Lake Havasu, and to be in office and be able to bring the bacon home. So it's funny, we're in the governor's budget negotiations, and the paper comes out on the last budget with the sheriff that we got this stuff, and they said, literally legislative 30, Sonny, Leo, and Gina took the whole pig home. It wasn't even the bacon. They got everything they wanted. They got the highway, they got the sheriff's station, they got the boats. But that happens. But that happens when you have a team. And so I can't thank this Sheriff Schuster enough. This guy is a rock star, and he literally doesn't ask. He tells you what you can and can't do. So that helps. But Sheriff, thank you for being an incredible sheriff. Thank you for representing Mojave County. I know he paid me earlier to say all those great things. But guys, thank you. Give this man a round of applause. He's fighting for this county. Couldn't do it without him. So thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Kind words at the end, kind words. Congressman Paul Goss, are you here? No, he couldn't be here, and he's a dear friend of mine. He has always supported us here in Mojave County at a federal level, and so we're very fortunate today to have Ms. Penny Pugh, his representative, also a dear friend of mine here. Penny, would you come up and say a few words?
I'm safe because I'm not an elected official, so girl of few words, but in all the miles that we drive throughout Mojave County, we rely on the Sheriff's Department and your personnel from Colorado City to where? Here and further. So since the congressman couldn't be here, he's loving every minute in Washington, D.C. right now. And I'm here to present a certificate of congressional recognition awarded to Mojave County Sheriff Schuster and team for community engagement and public service to the citizens of Lake Havasu City and surrounding Mojave County. Sheriff Schuster, thank you for all you do.
Now to address the elephant in the room, this podium. This is a step stool we found in the back, and they put me behind it. All right, well, I want to go around the room to a degree. Everyone in this room, I want you to know something. You are very much appreciated by my agency, by my staff. We collectively work together for the common good. Whether it's my personnel, whether civilian or deputy or detentions, all throughout the gamut, our volunteers or the public, we are only successful if you support us. Now, we do our best to try and go out there and work a very dangerous job. We often do it with limited staffing, but at the end of the day, we know that we have the support from the public, and that keeps us going. Because I can promise you, you look around, all the men and women in this room and our allied agencies, San Bernardino, good morning, their heart's in it for the right reason. They are true community servants. So thank you all very much, and as far as I'm concerned, you're all dignitaries in this room. Now I'm going to move forward to my list of personal thank yous. And then we're going to do a ribbon cutting ceremony, and we're going to open it up for you to tour. First, I truly want to start with my family. They're seated up here in the front row. They have been my stability throughout the years. I would not be your sheriff. I probably would have been a bum on a beach somewhere if it wasn't for them continually supporting my ambitions, showing me constant love. I appreciate you all more than you know. I want to mention my father passed 2 years ago. He was always excited about what we were doing at the sheriff's office. He always said, I can't believe they elected you sheriff. But whatever. I think I got my sense of humor from him, but I know he would just be tickled to be here to witness this today. But I also want to say to my wife, and I don't say this enough, you do this job many years, I've been going on 35 years. She is my support system. Okay? I'm not a big emotional guy in public. I don't reach out. I lean towards humor. Okay, I always throw something funny out there. But in reality, when the chips are down, when things aren't going right, I know my wife has my back, always. I love you. Anyway. Along those lines, and I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it. You know the song Wind Beneath My Wings? Okay. I brought in the Tabernacle Choir in the back. I am going to sing my rendition to my wife in a minute. Are they here? They're here. We'll do that at another time, but you are the wind beneath my wings. All right, so I want to start from Mojave County leadership. I've had tremendous support, and they have a very hard job. Funding is always limited. Everybody wants to be funded. Every agency feels their needs are pressing. I go in with the understanding of a sheriff's perspective. Law enforcement is the most basic, primal need, and that's the approach we take. And they've recognized it. I can tell you all of our board members, both past and present, have been supportive of our efforts. And we've made great advancements in the last 8 years. We need more. We definitely need more, but we're going to get there. So I just want to name a couple of them here. All of our board of supervisors, county manager, where are you? Sam Elters. I'll tell you a funny story about Sam. We don't have anybody from the press here, do we? Don't print this. So, Sam, he hasn't picked up on my sense of humor yet, okay? And we were having a discussion one day, and I said, you know what it is, county manager? I understand some of the pressing problems. I myself had issues years ago. I said there was a pay discrepancy. I contacted, the appropriate people, and I was told I fell through the cracks, okay? His response was, I find it hard to believe a man of your stature could fall through any crack. And I'm still to this day, I'm tickled by it. I think he's finally getting on board with my sense of humor. But, all right, so anyway, Sam, thank you. I know you've always supported, you've been with us through this project, involved from start to finish, so thank you. Director Steve Witowski, did Steve make it down today? Morning, Doc. Good to see you, buddy. If Steve's not here, Steve has been an integral part as well. He is the director for Public Works. Our personnel in facilities work under Steve, and he's been very open and willing, sharing his engineering skills, so thank you, Steve. Our Chief Financial Officer, Luke Mornian, and his staff, again, great to work with. They know when I walk in, it's gonna be a bad day. What's he want now? What's he want now? But they're always there. You know, in this particular situation, they got the budget righted. They made sure that timely payments were made. They did everything we asked them to do. So to our financial people, thank you very much. Our IT director, Nathan's here somewhere. Again, we call out, we need help. They get here and they do it. They keep us moving. So thank you, Nathan. Our county facilities department. Now, the one I mentioned earlier, Butch hiding in the back. Butch, put your hand up. Everybody look at Butch. Make him uncomfortable. Butch, I have to tell you, Butch has been a godsend to us. He has, from the very onset, supported everything we've tried to do. He understands that the sheriff is what we'll call a good steward of the taxpayer money, because I'm a penny pincher. You know, I made it clear this project will not go over budget. I've never been over budget as your sheriff. This project is no exception. So everything that has been done in this building has been run through me via my wonderful assistant, Amanda. And we had discussions like, I'm not paying $9,000 for blinds. I'll go to Home Depot and get blinds. That's how deep into the woods we got on this project. But it was important to us. We want to stretch that dollar because we want to make sure we can use it where it is best applied. So, Butch, thank you. Right-hand man to Butch, where's Mike? There's Mike. Mike was the day in, day out guy, the muscle behind the scene. He kept things moving. Mike, I really appreciate all that you did. I also want to thank, and I don't have this on my list, but I think it's important. I want to thank all of my staff. Truly, all of my staff, all of my volunteers in this room today and across our county. I'm only successful because of them. That's the truth of it. If they didn't do a good job, if the public was not satisfied with the way they handled their duties, I wouldn't be in office very long. I always say they make me look good, and it's my responsibility to represent that and try and make them look good, and I do that by fighting for them. My staff is my work family. I will always fight for them, and they're the reason why we're having the measured success that we've had since 2017. Also in facilities, just a couple names I'll throw out. Jack Yasser, thank you. Jason Holt, Keith Shelley, poor Keith. We rekeyed this building about 9 times, and we called Keith. I don't like that. Get a different key in there. So he's been great. Big thank you to Cheryl Strawn with Public Works. She was the one who kept us updated on our moving budget every day. I'd say, Amanda, where are we at? Where are we at? And she would come forward with the updated budget for the day. So thank you, Cheryl. From procurement, another great group of individuals. Tara Acton, she's our procurement director. Our supervisor, Michael Morgan, and Dusty Lewis, thank you. I really, really appreciate all the work you put in. You have to understand government, gang. It's slow wheels, slow wheels. Well, I'm a high wheels guy. Okay, so if it's not done, I keep pushing, and I know I drive them bananas. And I see them all smiling and laughing. Yeah, you drive us bonkers here, but the truth of the matter is, I want this done so I can move on to the next. Okay, I don't want to be thinking about buildings anymore. Now I don't have to. I don't want to be thinking about staffing. I want to move forward because the end game is very clear: to provide the best public safety and law enforcement services we can do. And I will tell you this: 10 years ago, the sheriff's office was known as a hillbilly agency. We didn't have equipment. We didn't have staffing. We paid poorly. Our turnover was insane. It was very difficult to get the job done. We have righted that ship. We are now a premier law enforcement agency in the state, and I would say even better than Lake Havasu PD. And then, Chief City. No, I'm very proud of what we've accomplished, and this building just speaks to that. So again, I'm going to finish up with some thank yous, and we're going to get forward to the fun part of the day. And from IT, again, these guys, they really help out. Eric Burke, Randy Young, Rich Johnson, and many other people who stepped up. I know I'm missing names, but I think you all know how much I truly appreciate you. One last person I want to thank, who was really the core behind this project. Without this person, none of this would have been done. It's me. Again, you are blessed to be standing or sitting in front of one of the best sheriffs of all time. And it's not an ego thing. I'm not trying to persuade you. I just know what I'm capable of doing, and it's amazing. I've done great things. However, I'm kidding. That's not who the last person is. I really need to thank my assistant, Amanda Lawrence. Beyond incredible, gang. Beyond incredible. Amanda, she's hardworking. She's professional. She's always well organized. She has a can-do attitude. There's nothing I can't assign to Amanda that's not going to get done properly. She has a list of job duties. She far exceeds that list of job duties. So when this building was in the infantile stages, I went to Amanda, I said, you're going to be my personal project manager. And she said, I quit. No, she said, you got it, boss, you got it. And she came down to every meeting. She kept track of every penny saved, every penny spent. She really was the hub and the connection between our agency and all of the partners that came in to make this building a possibility in such a quick time. I can't say enough. I am so impressed by Amanda. I'm thankful to have her as my assistant, and she does so much more. I could go on for probably the entire afternoon. She is the only assistant in the administrative area in Kingman, and we have 3 administrators, myself, the chief, and the undersheriff. So she's a very, very busy girl, but she always has a smile on her face, and more importantly, my coffee's always warm on my desk. So, Amanda, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, if you kind of go out of order, what happens is I write a little thing down, and I just start freelancing. I don't know why I do that. Does anybody else do that when you give a speech? You want to say, stick to your script, so you don't miss anything. When I see something that puts my mind elsewhere, it might be the many years on the boat. I think the sun did something up top a little bit. Jill Davis snuck in. Where's Jill? Judge Jill Davis, good morning. I saw you sneak in. All right, I want to bring up some of my staff members who were just begging to get up here and say a few words. We'll start with our Chief Deputy, Dean McKee. Dean, you want to come on up?
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm always fortunate because I get to follow this guy. Lucky man. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have one hell of a sheriff. So good morning. What a great turnout. Thank you all for coming out and celebrating the grand opening of this substation. I'm going to try to stick to the script.
Do it.
Okay, thank you. As the sheriff said, I'm Dean McKee. I've been with the agency for 32 years now. And over those 32 years, I can tell you there were times that, let's just say, weren't very good. From driving cars with 200,000 miles on them, working with outdated equipment, extremely low staffing, thanks to Havasu PD, or working out of old buildings that we outgrew and were just plain falling apart. And the list goes on and on. But what I can say is over the last 8 years, and as we go into our 3rd term, with the leadership of Sheriff Schuster, we have actually come a very long way, a very long way. We have met so many of our goals, but Sam, we're not done yet. Sorry. If you know our sheriff, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So at the beginning of Sheriff Schuster's 1st term, we discussed what we wanted to accomplish. And one of those goals was eventually replacing our substations. To be honest, I actually never thought, at least in my career, that I would see new substations and look at this. This is where we're at. Amazing. So this substation is more than what I ever expected. We now actually have more than just one office. Believe it or not, in the little office down the highway, that's all we had. In that substation, we had one office. Had. The receptionist shared the common area, which actually doubled as a patrol room. So now we have enough room for most divisions and have room to grow for many decades and many more administrations beyond us. And before I leave, I just want to give a couple personal thank yous to a few people. You know, these individuals took a load off of my plate and allowed me to actually just concentrate on my job. which was just a huge relief. First off, Butch. Butch is back there in the back. Thank you. I truly appreciate everything you and your team have done. From all the early morning texts and emails, and let me tell you, I mean early morning, like 4 in the morning early. I honestly don't know if Butch actually sleeps. To accommodating all the sheriff's change orders. Because when the sheriff calls, and the first thing he says, you know what, I've been thinking. Watch out, you just never know what he has come up with. So Butch, you have many projects throughout the county, but you always make us a priority. Simply put, you are the man. You just make everything work, so I thank you. I really do. Thank you, Butch. Mike Ross is over here. Thank you for all your hard work and expertise. We greatly appreciate you. We greatly do. Thank you. Amanda, where do I start? Amanda is truly a rock star. You took your assignment as project manager and you just ran with it. Your knowledge, your expertise in this field just makes you a natural. Your dedication not only to the project, but the sheriff's office in general is immeasurable. Without you, we would still be at square one and I would be lost. Thank you for everything you do, and most importantly, thank you for always telling us where to go, because she does. And then last but not least, on behalf of all of our dedicated staff, I would like to thank my boss, Sheriff Schuster, for his unwavering commitment, dedication, and determination in providing us this great facility to work out of. Thank you, Sheriff. How about a round of applause for Sheriff Schuster? One hell of a sheriff. Thank you, guys.
Ready? Under Sheriff Ed Trafficante, come on up, please. I'm gonna give the mic to Eddie in a second here. You know, he's been with me since the beginning, it seems like, and he's also a Havasu native, well, we'll call him native, but he's been here his entire career, so this means a lot to him, I'm sure, to have this building. So just a couple words there, Under Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff. I had about a 4-page speech written out, but I threw it away because I think everything that needs to be said has been said. I want to just thank again Amanda, Butch, his team, the county supervisors, Luke. I actually did want to say one thing real quick about when the sheriff calls around during this thing. Now, let me back up real quick. I know now, having worked for the sheriff for the last 8 years now, I know what it's like to be on probably, I don't know, Trump's team. He gets more done in one day than anybody else gets done in a year. So, thank you, Sheriff. A couple of words come to mind when I think of sheriff. Number one is humble. Humble and soft-spoken. So, you know. And I know one thing's for sure. During this whole process, anytime and I'm going to pick on Luke again, anytime his phone rings and he sees his sheriff calling, he's like, ah, crap, what does he want now? So how much is it going to cost? Everything else, but no, the entire county has been great. Leo, Sonny, Gina, John, thank you so much. This means a lot to me because, like the sheriff said, I've been with the sheriff's office, I'm coming up on 28 years. And that little shack on the other side of the highway down there was my home away from home, because my other home was Contact Point, and let's not take a look at that. Although Kyler and the boys have actually done a really good job getting that place looking good. But I spent most of my career, about 20 years, on the boats. And I'll be honest, that's all I was going to do until the sheriff decided to run for sheriff. And he promoted me from sergeant up to undersheriff. And I was like, thank God, I don't have to go back on the boats anymore. I don't ever have to see another boat again. However, recently, with this going on and everything else, I kind of started to miss my boating guys. So I asked the sheriff, said, you know, it'd make more sense, being that I worked boats for 20 years, why don't you put me in charge of the boats? And I'm right back where I was before. I spent 20 years trying to get off the boats, and I'm right back on them again. So thank you, Sheriff. Actually, I'm very proud of our boating guys. When I heard about this building being built, when the sheriff said it's going to have a big garage, I'm like, you know what, that's going to be great for our guys. Not just to put our boats in here, but you know, we do boat accidents, fatal boat accidents and everything else. This is a great place for them to bring these boats in out of the elements and be able to photograph them and measure them and everything else for the investigation, and not sitting out on a 150-degree tarmac inside a chain link fence. So, but this is super exciting to me. I don't have to drive it every day up to Kingman, and I really do appreciate everybody who was involved in this, especially Amanda and Butch and his team. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I've got one more speaker. I know I've missed people. I look around the room. Just know we appreciate everybody. We've got elected officials. Mr. Mayor, thank you for coming. Our supervisors. It means a lot. Again, it really does come down to support for me. Law enforcement can be a very difficult job. It beats you down year after year after year. What keeps us focused at the sheriff's office is our ability to, one, use our humor. Okay, sometimes I go a little far, and I know that. But again, it's something that kind of keeps us grounded, because I'll tell this room right now, one thing I've never liked is an officer, whether it's a deputy or police officer, who thinks he's something special. Okay, we're in the service business. The I'm in charge mentality, I have no patience for that. We don't have that. Our mission statement's very clear. We treat everybody with respect and dignity. And we get the job done. You know, when push comes to shove, you know, big guy's gonna go through the door with a smile on his face, but as a whole, the people we deal with are all of us. It's our friends, our family, and our neighbors. And so, without the buy-in, and that's really the word I want to use, buy-in. I came in with a mission statement to a plagued agency. It was horrible. And we came in and said, the only way we're gonna fix it is to start at the very beginning again. Let's change the culture. We wanted a solid morale. People want to come to work for the right reasons. And we did that. And it wouldn't be possible if every one of you in uniform and those who aren't here said, Sheriff, we believe in what you're saying, and we're going to do it. And we hold them accountable to that. We're not perfect. No one is. There's a little joke about that. I'll tell you that one later. But the point being is, that's what keeps me going. It's pride. I kind of feel like it's my kids sometimes. You want to wring their necks at points when they screw up, but in the same vein, when they do something that's above and beyond. We had a couple deputies 2 months ago get a life-saving award for literally saving 2 people drowning in the most horrific water conditions you'd ever see. That goes right here to me, because that's what it's truly all about. So anyhow, let me get off my soapbox. Mom, I didn't address you. How are you doing today? You doing okay?
I'm doing good.
Liz Schuster, everybody. The reason I'm here, Liz Schuster. She's a sweet woman. She's a little weird, and at times I think I'm adopted. I really believe it. We don't look a lot alike. Take after my father, but that's a whole other story. So anyway, if I missed you, if I missed you and didn't give you the attention that you deserve, I apologize. But just know we are thankful. We'll leave it at that. In the back, we do have refreshments, coffee, treats. Help yourself, because if you don't, we'll have to eat the leftovers, and that's the last thing I need. At this point, Miss Amanda, can we do the ribbon cutting? Anyone who's involved with that, please come up. So we can do a quick picture or two. We'll move the podium, and then we'll open the doors. You can go check it out. Thank you all very much.
Wait, did everybody notice his baby picture?
I'm gonna need everyone to scooch just a bit. Scooch in just a little bit.
Smush in?
Yep, smush in, please. There we go. Watch your fingers. Good. All right, Sheriff, go for it.
All right.
Yay!